What's up out there in WWW land? This is what we went over in class today. This is Tuesday, the September 27th. I'm going to go back over the things we did last week, and that was the slope of a line we call M. And we can determine what the slope is by rise over run between 2 points, or we have the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you're given these 2 points, 3, 5 and 7, 10. Now remember, these are always, now I know always is a long time, but these are always in the form xy. xy. This is important. You're going to see this quite a bit. Now, this is the first coordinate, so we call it x1 and y1. This is the second coordinate, so we call it x2 and y2. But this can be x1 and y1 also. It doesn't make any difference which one's which. Now we just plug in the numbers. Again, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now what is y2? y2 is 10 minus y1, which is 5. And x2 is 7 minus 3. Now it's just arithmetic. 10 minus 5 is 5 over 7 minus 3, I think, is 4. And that's our slope. About the only time that this gets any, what the hell was that? I don't know. The only time that this really gets a little bit more involved is is if you have, let me do another one of these. If you have 2, 3 and 7, 8. xy, xy, x1, y1, x2, y2. y2, which is 8, minus 3 over 7 minus 2, x2 and x1. So that's, what is that, 5? Over 5, which is slope of 1. Now, the only time that this really gets kind of complicated is when you got the godless negative numbers in here. So if we have negative 2 comma negative 6, excuse me, and 3 comma 8, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our y2 is 8 minus a minus 6. Now remember, minus also means the opposite of. So what is the opposite of negative 6? Positive 6. Now, x2 is 3 minus x1. Again, minus a minus is a plus, or the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. So we have, what is that, 14 over, come on, stupid, 14 over 5. And that's our slope. Okay. And remember, y equals mx plus b. This is called slope-intercept. Why is it called slope-intercept? Because that's the slope, and that's the y-intercept. So if we have y equals 3x plus 5, our slope here is 3, okay, the number in front of x, and our y-intercept is 5. So if we were to graph this, it's going to cross the y-axis at 5. That's the one point we know. Cross the y-axis at 5, slope of 3 looks kind of like that. Now, what happens if we have this? What if we have 2y equals 8x plus 4? Now, we want y over here by itself. We want to solve this equation for y. How do we do that? Divide everything by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1y, or just y, equals 4x plus 2. Slope is 4. Y-intercept is 2. Okay? The only time that this gets any more complex is if you have this. If you have negative 3y minus 6x equals negative 12. Now again, we want to solve this equation for y. So what do we do first? First we get rid of addition subtraction. So we're going to get rid of this. I'm going to add 6x to each side. And we get negative 3y, that's gone, equals 6x minus 12. Okay, again, we're going to solve this for y. So we're going to divide by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is a positive 1y, or just y, equals, now we have 6 divided by negative 3 is a negative 2x plus negative divided by negative. Was that 4? And that's as difficult as these get, and it's really not all that difficult. Okay. Now remember, parallel lines, P-A-R-A-L-L, parallel lines, pretend these are parallel. They never cross. And that's not important today, but it will be next week or week after. Okay, parallel lines have the same slope. Same slope and different y-intercepts. If they have the same slope and the same y-intercept, they're the same line, one line right on top of the other one. Okay. Now we have another formula. This one's called point slope. Now point slope is y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. Now this y and this x stay x and y, just like up here, y and x. Now x1 and y1, those are points. Now what if you're given this? Write the equation of the line. Now remember, the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b. Write the equation of the line. If the slope is 3, passing through the point, 2, 5. Now look, oops, sorry. Now you're going to get this on the final exam, but it's really very simple. What are you given here? You're given the slope and you're given a point. So what formula are we going to use? Oddly enough, we're going to use point slope because that's what you're given. You're given a point and you're given the slope. So this is real simple. So it's y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. Now remember, this x and this y stay x and y. The y minus, now y1, remember these are always in the form xy. Y minus y1, that's 5, equals m, our slope is 3, open, x minus x1. x1 is 2. Okay? y1 is here, x1 is here, y1, x1, and our slope is there. Now there's really just one thing you can do here, really one thing you want to do here, and that's to multiply the 3 times everything in here, distributive property. So we get y minus 5 equals 3x minus 6. Okay, now again, we want to solve this equation for y. So we're going to add 5 to each side, and we get y equals 3x minus 1. Okay, negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. And that's all there is to it. It's really very simple. Let me do another one. Isn't this fun? This is good stuff. Let's take a drink. Now, the only time that this really gets kind of nasty is when it has a godless negative numbers. Oh, that's good. Okay, so what if you have this? And when you're doing these, just take your time. Okay, so we have y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. So we do y minus, what's our y1? Remember, x and y. So minus a minus 6. Now remember that, excuse me, the negative also means the opposite of. So what's the opposite of negative 6? Positive 6. Equals m, which is negative 2, open x minus, x1 is negative 3. Now the formula says minus, or the opposite of, so the opposite of negative 3 is a positive 3. Now again, we do distributive property here. We get y plus 6 equals negative 2x minus 6. Right? Right. Now again, we want y over here by itself. So we subtract 6 from each side. Y equals negative 2x minus 12. Signs are the same here, so we add, keep the same sign. What could be more fun? Okay. Now, write the equation of the line. I-O-N. Passing through the points 2, 1 and 4, 7. Okay. Now what in the world are we going to do here? We don't have any slope. What's the one thing we can calculate when you're given 2 points? The one thing that you can calculate given 2 points, slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and again, x and y, x and y. y2 is 7, so we have 7 minus y1 is 1 over x2 is 4 minus y1, I'm sorry, x1, which is 2. So what do we have? 6 over 2. So our slope is 3. Now what can we do? What do we have here? We have 2 points, and we have the slope, point slope. So it doesn't make any difference which one of these points you use. Take the easiest one. This one has the smallest number, so let's take this one. So y minus 1, y minus y1 equals m, which is 3, open, x minus 2. Okay? There's just one more step in here, and it was calculating slope. So we get y minus 1 equals 3x minus 6. Is that right? I think so. And we add 1 to each side. Y equals 3x minus 5. Okay? That's all there is to it. It's really very simple. Just kind of pay attention when you've got the godless negative numbers. And that'll get or did. All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye. Bye, bonds.